Hello, everyone. Danny here this evening to talk to you about Andy Andrews' book, The Final Summit. This book is, in a way, a continuation from his book, The Traveler's Gift. I say in a way because it's another book involving David Ponder. This book catches David Ponder later in his life. He's lived his life. He's feeling like his life is over. His wife has passed on. He's alone. He's kind of depressed. And Michael the Archangel appears to him. And Michael the Archangel takes him to heaven. But he does not take him to heaven because his life is over. He takes him to heaven because God is fed up with mankind and God is ready to destroy the earth and start over again. But mankind has one final chance. And David Ponder, as the last traveler, is going to be the person on whose shoulders the world gets saved or the world does not get saved. So he is going to convene a summit, and he's given a question, and he's got to come up with an answer to the question. If he can answer the question, then he will be sent back to earth with the question, and with the answer to the question, and mankind will be given another chance. If he cannot come up with the answer to the question, God's going to wipe out mankind, and he's going to start over again. But the people in the summit are other travelers. There are rules to the summit, and not all of the participants get to participate. Instead, what happens is one at a time, he's given another traveler, and the travelers are all historical people. Winston Churchill, David from the Bible. There's some historical figures that their story is just, I mean, this is typical Andy Andrews. He does such an amazing job of taking these historical figures, some whom you know the stories behind, some whom you don't know the stories behind, some whom, hey, I thought I knew the story behind that guy or gal, and one bringing them to life. He just totally brings them to life. But they fit the subject matter at hand. So what will happen is, like, he starts off with Winston Churchill, and they're going to talk about what the answer to the question is, and they come up with what they think the answer is, and they discuss it, and they go back and forth. So it's in the Traveler's Gift, it's more of an Ogmandino style book, where, you know, he's given these things, you know, he meets each historical figure. Each historical figure gives him a message to not just memorize, but to internalize. This isn't like that. He's not given these messages to internalize. Instead, they sit there and they have an in-depth discussion about what they think the answer to the question is. When he thinks he has the answer, he calls for Michael the Archangel. Michael the Archangel comes back in. They answer the question, they explain their answer, and Michael the Archangel either says yay or nay, which, of course, for the book to go on, it's nay, nay, nay. Each time it's nay, the audience members are given a chance to discuss it. They cannot come onto the floor and discuss it with David Ponder and the people who are sitting around the table, but they can discuss it amongst themselves. And then someone from the audience is picked to come down and help out, and you're introduced to a new historical person. They come up with an answer that would totally relate to that person's life. And it's one, the book itself is fascinating, but two, the subject matter that they come over is inspiring. It inspires you to do better, to try harder, to have more courage, to be a better person. You know, it's one of those books that inspires you to be a better you. It's totally fascinating at the same time. I mean, like I said, Andy Andrews' ability to bring in historical figures that nobody else brings in. There are historical figures in his books that I may have heard them used in other books, but never have I heard them used in other books the way that Andy Andrews has used them. And there are multiple historical figures that I've never read of being used in other books or heard being used in other books. I'm not going to want to give too much away, but there's a World War II figure that's used that I had no clue the man existed. How this man cannot be in our history books and taught to every single child is just amazing to me. What he did for our country, for the world, is just fascinating. And yet until this book, I'd never even heard of the guy. And you'll have to read the book to see who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about, because I don't want to give that away. I want you to get the book. I want you to listen to the book. Andy Andrews narrates it. Andy Andrews is an amazing speaker and an amazing narrator. I have nothing bad, only good to say about this book. It will definitely be in my highly recommended books. Get The Traveler's Gift first. Listen to that first, and then listen to The Summit second. At the end of the book, he does have a message that he's supposed to take down to earth. And once again, it's an Augmandino style message where you can read it daily, to help motivate yourself and to help change yourself, kind of a thing. So any comments, any feedback, please send it my direction. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and have yourself an absolutely wonderful evening. Thank you.